So we've got a big credit card issue that we got to talk about in today's video. We need to talk about this. This is a problem that many people are facing right now. Households, individuals, families are going bankrupt because of this credit card issue. Just last week, the Fed came out and said, look, we're going to increase rates by 0.75%. And this is going to impact many people, especially those who carry credit card balances. So if you have a credit card, you got to pay close attention to this video. If you plan on getting a credit card, you got to pay close attention to this as well. And if you do carry credit card balance from month to month, you got to pay attention to this. And if you charge your credit card this morning, this video is for you. So what we're seeing right now is unprecedented. We're seeing a sky high, a record high credit card balance. And we're also seeing credit card rates increasing with no end in sight. So what exactly do you think is going to happen? This is a ship that's about to sink if nothing is done. So this video deserves your attention, because if you want to keep yourself sane and if you want to protect yourself financially, you got to be paying close attention and watch this till the very end. And again, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to bring you the facts. What exactly is going on right now? Take a look at this. Credit card debt in the US hits all-time high of $930 billion. All-time high. That's what we're seeing right now. And on top of that, credit card rates, according to this publication from Yahoo Money, credit card rates are poised to hit record high if the Fed keeps hiking. So the Fed just increased the rates, and they've signaled that they will keep increasing the rates until they tame inflation. So what this means for you as someone who carries credit card balances or someone with credit card debt is that the amount of money that's going to leave your bank account is going to go up. It will go up significantly. Because as balances keep increasing, rates are increasing. That means people are getting poorer, those who carry balances. People are feeling the pain even more. People are going to almost get wiped out. So we're going to talk about this and also bring you some more information. This is another one, right? Americans keep running up credit card debt as interest rates climb. So even though rates are climbing, people are still racking up debt. And you can't really blame the average individual to an extent about all of this stuff, because people are trying to keep up with inflation. In fact, here's a new study from Wells Fargo. This Wells Fargo survey shows that Americans are leaning into credit card rewards to offset rising costs, including travel. And the top 3 areas where people are spending right now include groceries, gas, restaurants, and emergencies. So groceries, rents, gas, and eating out. So people are really spending money on eating out and racking up credit card debt on restaurants and eating out. And they're getting points for it, but they're really using the points to offset the high cost of goods and services, which is inflation. So we're in a time right now where, according to the survey, many Americans are stuck with the long-term credit card debt. It's becoming chronic. People can't get away from credit card debt. People are basically bankrupting themselves, chasing reward points and trying to offset inflation. At the end of the day, you have to understand something. The rates on credit card, if you have a good credit score right now, you're looking at nothing less than 15% in interest rates. And this would go as high as 25%, depending on your credit profile or your credit score or your financial habits. But on average, people are seeing double-digit interest rate on credit cards. And this is poised to even go higher, depending on what the Fed does. So you got to watch every move the Fed is making right now, because this will impact you and your household financially. So we're going to talk about these quick facts. I'm just going to show you some quick facts. These are from the experts, not from me. So the number one thing I want you to note is that US credit card debt has hit an all-time high. And the rate right now is at $930 billion. That's the amount of credit card debt we have right now in America, according to this report. And this has fast outpaced the peak of credit card debt that we saw before the 2008 crisis or during the 2008 crisis. So during the 2008 crisis, the credit card amount was around $870 billion. That was the credit card debt amount at the highest level. But right now we've way outpaced that. And now we're looking at delinquency rates going up. That's what we're seeing. So this tells you people are struggling. People are going through the pain. We're going to talk about some of the quick things you can do. You know, there's no silver bullet here, but we're going to talk about some changes that you can begin to make here in a few minutes. Here in a minute. But one thing I want you to know here is that the credit card delinquency rate has increased by 0.16% from the previous period or the previous quarter. So delinquency rates are going up. And when we talk about delinquency rate, we're talking about the payment that's way overdue, that's 90 or more days overdue. So more than 90 days overdue, that's the delinquency rate. So this is not just what people are carrying over from month to month. This is what people are not paying. People who are not paying off the minimum in more than 90 days. So this is a big problem. And then younger Americans aged between 18 to 29. So people aged between 18 to 29 have the highest rate of delinquency. This group of people have 76% more delinquency than anyone else in America. So even the younger ones, the young Americans are going through the pain right now. Millennials, Gen Zers, everyone is going through this pain right now. And I'm a millennial, and I gotta be honest, you know, I just feel bad for the millennials going through all of this stuff. But we gotta talk about some of the dynamics, some of the mechanisms, and what you can be doing right now to get yourself out of this hole. If you're finding yourself in this vicious cycle where you cannot get away from the debt increasing and the rates increasing. This is going to burn a lot of people up quick. And this video is not meant to put you into panic mode. It's just to bring attention to this. This is very urgent. And I think all Americans with credit card debt need to be paying attention to this and thinking, what exactly can I be doing right now to mitigate the impact of this on my finances, on my family? So there's something I want to talk about here too. This is very, very critical. As you can see, people are using reward points to offset inflation. But guess what? You have to pay to play. That's what reward points are. You just don't get the points until you spend. So in order for you to get the points, you have to spend. Credit card companies are smart. They know that. They know that people will spend and not pay off the balance. So take a look at this. People are spending their reward points, are basically charging restaurants and eating out with the points. And people are really getting to the habit where they are charging for emergencies on the credit card debt. I'm not going to get into setting up emergency funds and the rest of that stuff, but I really want you to pay attention to this right here. The survey finds that more Americans are stuck with long-term credit card debt. So people are really stuck. They are feeling they can't get away from it. They're feeling they can't get away from what's going on right now. And buying on credit has become the default move for many Americans. So many Americans just can't help but purchase on credit right now. This is all good if rates were going down. Not saying it's the perfect thing to do, but the environment, the climate that we're seeing in ourselves seeing right now, the economic climate, right? This is going to be something you have to ask yourself. What I'm purchasing, is this something that I can live without? And if the response to that is yes, you basically have to back out. If what you're swiping your card for, what you're putting the debt on is something you can live without, you got to stay away from that. That's the very first thing I want you to do. So you ask yourself this question. Is this something I can live without? You always want to spend on necessities on your credit card. Remember, this is money you're borrowing from your future self. It's not free money. Then the next thing you got to ask yourself here is, how much interest rate am I paying on this? Like I say, anywhere from 15 to 25% is the rate we're seeing, even for those with good credit score. So it's almost like me giving you $100 and asking you for $25 on top of the $100 when you pay me back. So for every $4 you borrow, you're paying back $1. For every $100 you borrow, you're paying back $25. And that could even get higher depending on what the Fed does. So you got to pay close attention to this, guys. The next thing I want to talk about here is the younger Americans who are basically going through this pain right now, right? Delayed gratification is something you got to exercise during this period. If it's not necessary, cut it off. Then you got to get into the habit of paying as you go. Don't just pay the minimum, pay as you go, and pay on time. Because the better your credit score, the better the rates you get. So you want to make sure you get into the habit of paying on time and paying as you go. And if you can, pay off your balances in full every single month. Because that way you avoid the double-digit interest rates that you're getting charged right now. So all in all, I'm just saying this deserves the attention because this is not a good scenario to be in. Unfortunately, you gotta spend money to get these reward points. So you gotta watch for the reward points. I'm not saying never use reward points, and this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm experiencing. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing right now and what I think should be done about this, or what I think I need to be doing myself. And I want to share it with you guys because I do have a great passion for this, and it concerns me when people are running up this amount of numbers on their credit card and they can't get away from it. And this is bankrupting families. So if you feel like you are in that position right now, you just got to take it one step at a time. First off, you got to pay off as you go. You got to pay on time, and you got to pay more than the minimum. So if you feel like you've gained some insight from this, share this video with other people to help them get this information quicker. And see you in the next one. Stay safe and keep winning.